The Eucharist is the source and support of the Christian life. It is a sacred ritual that Catholics around the world participate in. During the Mass, the Eucharist is celebrated, making it the most important part of the service. The Eucharist is often referred to as Holy Communion. We believe that in the Eucharist we encounter Jesus Christ Himself. This belief makes the Eucharist deeply significant. It is not just a symbol, but a real presence of Jesus. This presence is we see in the form of bread and wine. The Eucharist is a time for us to reflect on our faith. It is also a moment to connect with others in the community. Through the Eucharist, we remember the sacrifice Jesus made for humanity. This remembrance strengthens our faith and commitment to our beliefs. The Eucharist has its roots in the Last Supper, a pivotal moment in Christian tradition. This was the final meal Jesus shared with His disciples before His crucifixion, marking a significant event in their lives. During the Last Supper, Jesus took bread and wine, common elements of a meal, and gave them profound new meaning. He blessed them and gave them to His disciples, saying, "This is my body and this is my blood," establishing a new covenant. The Last Supper is a key event in Christian history, symbolizing the foundation of the Eucharist. It is recorded in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, each providing a unique perspective on this sacred event. Jesus' actions at the Last Supper established the practice of the Eucharist, a ritual that has been passed down through generations. Catholics believe that by reenacting this meal, they are following Jesus' command to do this in memory of me. The Last Supper also symbolizes Jesus' sacrifice, a central theme in Christian theology. He knew He was going to die, and He wanted to leave a lasting gift, a way for His followers to remember Him. The bread and wine were more than food and drink. They represented His love and sacrifice, a tangible connection to His presence. This makes the Eucharist a living memory of Jesus' love for humanity, a ritual that brings believers closer to Him. Celebrating the Eucharist is a way to connect with the early Christians, who also gathered to break bread and share wine in His memory. They too gathered to break bread and share wine, continuing the tradition that Jesus started. Over centuries, this practice has continued and evolved, adapting to different cultures and times. But the essence remains the same: remembering Jesus and His ultimate sacrifice, a testament to His enduring legacy.
In the Eucharist, bread and wine are transformed into something much more profound and sacred. This miraculous transformation is known as transubstantiation, a term that signifies a change in substance. We believe that the bread and wine become the actual body and blood of Jesus Christ, a core tenet of our faith. This profound change occurs during the consecration in the Mass, a sacred moment in the liturgy. Transubstantiation is considered a mystery of faith, one that transcends human understanding. It is not something that can be seen or measured by scientific means, but is accepted through faith. Belief in this mystery requires trust in Jesus' words at the Last Supper, where He said, "This is my body and this is my blood." For us Catholics, this mystery is a profound expression of God's love and His real presence among us. The symbolism in the Eucharist is rich and deep, offering layers of meaning and spiritual nourishment. Bread, a basic food necessary for life, symbolizes sustenance and the nourishment of the soul. Wine, often used in joyful celebrations, represents the joy and festivity of the Christian life. Together, bread and wine symbolize life and joy, gifts given to believers through Jesus Christ. Participating in the Eucharist is a way for believers to accept and embrace Jesus' gift of Himself. It is an act of faith, devotion, and a deep spiritual connection to the divine. Believers come forward to receive the consecrated bread and wine, a sacred moment of communion. This act is both personal and communal, connecting individuals to Jesus and to each other in a profound way, fostering a sense of unity and shared faith.
Receiving the Eucharist has a profound impact on individuals. It is a moment of grace and spiritual nourishment.
We believe that in this sacrament we receive Jesus himself. This strengthens our faith and our relationship with God.
On a personal level, the Eucharist brings comfort and peace. It is a time to reflect on one's life and faith.
Many find that receiving the Eucharist gives them strength to face challenges. It is a reminder of Jesus' love and support.
The communal aspect of the Eucharist is equally important. It brings people together in worship and prayer.
Sharing the Eucharist fosters a sense of unity and belonging. It is a moment when the church community is most visibly united.
The Eucharist also encourages Catholics to live out their faith. It calls them to be more loving and compassionate.
By receiving Jesus in the Eucharist, Catholics are inspired to follow his example. This means serving others and working for justice and peace.
The Eucharist is not just a ritual. It is a profound experience that transcends the boundaries of the church walls. It is a call to action, urging believers to embody the teachings of Christ in their daily lives. It inspires us to live our faith in everyday life, transforming ordinary moments into opportunities for grace and compassion.
Receiving the Eucharist is a reminder of Jesus' command to love and serve others, a call that echoes through the ages. This is a central message of the Our Faith, a message that calls for action and commitment.
Charity and service are important aspects of this call to action, reflecting the love of Christ in tangible ways. We are encouraged to help those in need, to be the hands and feet of Jesus in the world.
This can be through acts of kindness, volunteering, or supporting charitable organizations, each act a testament to their faith. The Eucharist reminds us that true faith is expressed in action, in the way we live and serve.
The Eucharist also inspires us to work for justice, to strive for a world that reflects God's love and fairness. This means standing up for the rights of the poor and marginalized, advocating for those who cannot speak for themselves.
It involves advocating for peace and fairness in society, working towards a world where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. The Eucharist is a source of strength and motivation for this work, a wellspring of grace that empowers believers.
Living out the call to action is a way to honor Jesus' sacrifice, to make his love visible in the world. It is a response to the love and grace received in the Eucharist, a way to give back what has been so freely given.
By loving and serving others, we live out our faith in a tangible way, making the teachings of Christ a reality. This makes the Eucharist a powerful force for good in the world, a beacon of hope and love that shines brightly.